Welcome to FIFAAddiction.com's video on the Netduma features and setup for FIFA. These are the settings we have used for many months. Make sure to check out the other two videos on how the Netduma has helped remove lag in FIFA for us. But yeah, this is how we've got it set up, and if we have a look at the interface that you go to when you browse the URL for the router, it's so easy to find your way around. Everything's quite easy to set up once you've read especially the wiki, which is all done for you. It takes you through all the steps. And we won't go into massive detail on how to set up the Netduma, but you can copy what we've got set up here if you like. So in host filtering, this is where the magic happens. You tick it for your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or Xbox 360, PS3 or PC. You tick your show host. You then set peer ping, auto ping host. You can have it in kilometers if you want. Strict mode. You can switch off dormant hosts, and legend is this, and you can switch that off too because it's not really that important. Then, as you've seen in the videos, the distance determines where people are allowed to play you. So under 500 miles is usually brilliant. Ping assist, we try in 40 or under. And you can zoom in on the map to find out where you are and where other people are. Not really required once you've got it set up for the first time, but it's quite interesting to see where the matchups are. Then once it connects, it gives you the ping of the game, so you can decide if you want to play it or not, and then if you do play it and it's quite a good connection, you can allow them next time by clicking on the circle that appears, the red circle that appears, and then you just say allow by a box that comes up in the middle. Shows you the host name and the connection details, and you can rate it out of 100. So for us, we've got it set to like 75 is accepted. You can change them as well, or you can deny them, which we have quite a lot. Sometimes you get a good game that seems okay, but then it starts to lag because they might be doing something or messing around, or they might just have slightly dodgy connection, or they might just be really annoying in that they'll mess around at the back and really be quite stupid when they're playing, so we tend to block them people so we can't come up against them again, which is great. But all the host filtering is explained and the geo filter is explained in greater detail. You can see it's really helpful. You can go into lots of help in the actual router itself. Host analysis, don't really need that unless you're on PC. VPN, don't need that unless you're likely to be streaming and want to get a bit more protection, but that is really easy to set up and really good. Network monitor, there's lots of different devices that can connect to your network, and as you can see, it tells you which ones are switched on and what state they're in. So there we know that we've only got this PC switched on at the moment that's attached to the network. You can actually edit which ones you want to have access. You can block devices from having access, so you could stop your brother, your sister, your parents even, if you were in control of this. Or maybe you might want to block certain devices that you've got, like your iPad or an iPhone, while you're playing, just to make sure. But usually if they're switched off, you're fine. You can tell it your connection as to how fast you want the bandwidth, so you can change them and update it and it'll allow you more. It can go up to higher speeds now with the latest update to the firmware. 1.3.5, I believe. But to be fair, that's really more than enough bandwidth that you'd ever need to play FIFA. This is really good because you can actually test your connection. So it tells you, this might take a little while, but we've done another one so we can put that in if it takes a while. It tells you how good your connection is, so you know that it's you rather than your opponent. And if it comes back bad, then you probably want to reboot your router and get in touch with your ISP if it's continually bad. And you can send the details of the report back to them to say, look, my connection's not good enough, sort it out. Alright, so there we go. Eventually it gives you the full breakdown. So it tells you the ping, the jitter, the spikes and the packet loss, which are all really important. And there you can see we're going to have a really good game of FIFA if we connect to decent players. You can actually have a look at the details and send that to your ISP if it's bad. You can also check if the Xbox Live or PlayStation Network have problems. That takes you to the website, so it tells you what's happening, which is really cool. Then in settings you have the usual things. You can turn on and off Wi-Fi. Port forwarding, never really needed that using the Netduma, which we did before with every other router we've used. UPnP, again, every other router we've used we've had to switch it off, but for this we have it on, so that shows that this router is doing a lot more and works a lot better. LAN is the usual stuff. TCP don't really need to worry about. WAN don't really need to worry about. Miscellaneous, this is quite interesting. We have just UPnP forwarding, multicast snooping, enabled cookies, and stealth mode on. Don't do anything with clouds. So that's all that. You've got the support there, there's lots of wikis and a lot of help. You can upgrade it to the latest version. If we look at the congestion control, one brilliant thing that you can do is you can change it depending on your connection. So reactive is for really fast fiber broadband, which does make the Netduma cap that your actual broadband at a slower speed than whatever you've got. So if you had 200 meg broadband, you'd only be able to get about 80 maybe. But they've just updated that in the 0.35 version, I believe, which I've not upgraded to yet, but it's free. All the upgrades are free for the firmware versions. So we'll be trying that out on preemptive and going to a higher bandwidth. We have the download cap and upload cap set to 70%, and if you read about that by clicking on there, it'll tell you more about it, and it's really important for you to understand how that works because it does affect the lag and the latency. And basically if you hold off 30% of your bandwidth, that will allow the router and the connection to have a nice enough buffer to be able to give you the perfect connection. So if it was trying to be at 100% all the time, there would be no space for it to work its magic. Device prioritization is really good because what you have is all your devices connected to your network, and you can change what percentage of the bandwidth that they have. So if you're suddenly on your PlayStation, you want everybody else to have less, you could say, right, I'm taking all the bandwidth for that, and you might just want a laptop or a PC that's on a little bit of the bandwidth, so like 10. And if you've got a few other devices, you might want to give your brother or sister or your parents just a little bit more. They really don't need lots for internet usage and browsing, so this is why this is really, really important, and it's a brilliant feature. You can also Once you've done that, you just update and it saves. But what you can also do, back up and make sure you take share access as well, then if there is any more bandwidth that's required. If a device is not using all of it, it will be shared out, which is brilliant. And in the device manager, don't forget you can block off people and actually delete them. So you can remove them from your network and your router, so they won't be able to use it and they won't take up any bandwidth. But you might just want to block a few. We've got loads. We have so many people using our network. And that's it in a nutshell. We didn't want a really long video because we'll link all the helpful videos that Netduma have done, which explain it perfectly with a great technology. And yeah, so have a look at the other two videos, and it shows how the Netduma has helped us, and it's been really good for us, and all the features in it are brilliant. The router itself might not look amazing, but the features are just second to none. And I'm sure there are a few other routers out there that do similar jobs and really good things, but this has every feature that we need, and we've just loved it so far. And as you guys know, we're always honest with our opinions. We wouldn't recommend crap or advertise products that we don't like just to make money. Netduma approached us having seen all our work on lag in FIFA and asked us to test it out, and we're really glad they did. We have made a few suggestions to them as it does look crap, and we are hoping they can make it a bit more affordable for everyone going forward. And if you go to the website shown above on the netduma.com, also linked in the description, just use code FIFAAddiction and you can get 5% off, because we know they are quite expensive at the moment, but in our opinion worth it. So cheers for watching as ever, and make sure you watch the other videos on how it has helped us avoid laggy games, and we'll catch you soon.